welcome to today's Starseed Healing Circle. So in today's session, we are doing an energetic recalibration and we're getting you in alignment with your healing and your manifestation and your work ahead. So let's dive in. Let's start with our tune-in. Today we are tuning in with the Draconian Starseed Lightcode Activation. So take a moment to just close your eyes. Drop into your heart space and bring into your awareness what it is that you would like to work with today. What do you want to heal? What would you like to release, heal, let go of, bring into your life? It works best to have a single goal or a goal that sort of runs along a similar line instead of trying to manifest or heal like 6 different things. Rather, run the session 6 times, each time with a different goal, because then you will find that you will receive different information and insights. When you're ready, open your eyes, allow your eyes to gently rest upon the light code, or perhaps trace the lines with your eyes. So it becomes a labyrinth for the eyes. Focus on your goal, focus on your work that you want to do today in today's session. And you can stay here as long as you want. Pause the recording if you need more time. Okay, so we're doing energetic recalibration. I've done all of the dowsing already, all of the testing. So I've gathered all the information and now we're going to put it together. I haven't really done any analysis on this, so let's see where all of this goes. Also, remember this is a group session and as such, I'm going to keep it quite generic. It's up to you to really dive in and to see how the information relates to your goal and your focus. So be honest with yourself, make notes if you need to. And as always, the deeper you can feel, the deeper you can heal. So let's go. Okay, so in relation to your goal or your focus for today's session, the emotion that came up is joyful and it's in relation to worth. So it could be that you are feeling joyful and worthy, or it could be that you are not feeling joyful and not worthy. Or perhaps you're not feeling joyful, but you do feel worthy. Or perhaps the other way around. Maybe you do not feel joyful, but on some level you do feel worthy. To see what it means for you in relation to your goal. And I'm going to invite you throughout the session today to pause the recording. It's not going to be a very long recording, I think, but pause it and really make some notes. Be honest with yourself and write down everything that you can. Okay, now we would like to get a level, a number of what your stress is in relation to your goal and joyful in relation to worth. So just give yourself an honest assessment. If you had to assess yourself stress-wise from 0 to 10, where would you be lying? So 0 is no stress, no cares in the world. 10 is like next level stress. Where do you see your stress? So yes, a goal is something we want to achieve, but at the same time we feel that we can't, or there may be a stress around that. So what is that stress level for you? Next, we want to assess the life energy. So take all your fingers together, give yourself a little bit of a tap on the sternum, and now tune into how much energy does it feel like you have to give towards your goal. 0 to 10. Like 0, I've got no energy to give. I feel like I can't make it. Or 10, I've got all the energy in the world. What is your value? Now, once you've got those values down, if you scored really, really low on the stress, like 20, 30, 10, whatever, like 20 is still okay. But if you do scored less than 10 for stress, then this goal probably is not going to be a very good one. But also we want to check both of them. If you scored really low on stress and very, very high on life energy, then you may want to just reassess your goal, perhaps try another goal, because we're looking for something that's going to be very, very stressful. So something that you want to achieve, but at the same time you feel you can't. And like just feel like so overwhelmed that you can't make it. So we're looking for a very high stress level or a relatively high stress level, and we're looking for a very low or a relatively low life energy level. Then that's a good goal for you to work with. Okay, then we have our sabotage. This is what gets in the way of us doing what we need to do. And the sabotage is all that I need is within, or all that I need is not within. A sabotage or a limiting belief is something that holds us back. So it may be that you believe that you don't have what is needed, you don't have it within you. Or it could be that you're sitting on the fence about it. You say, well, maybe I have, sometimes have it, sometimes I don't have it. And the emotion that sits with this is shyness in relation to beliefs about healing. Shyness could be about pulling back or hiding or covering or something like that. Beliefs about healing. What are your beliefs about healing? Um, and how does that relate to all that I need is not within, or all that I need is within? Make some notes of that. Then we've done some pre-tests just to check what is happening. And there's 3 questions that come up. I'm not going to test the questions as in physically test because it's okay. But basically the 3 questions, and answer these truthfully for yourself. Do you feel double crossed? Of course, in relation to your goal. Do you feel that you are at a crossroads in relation to the goal? And do you want to change? Answer those accurately and precisely. Okay, so now that you've got your stage set, now we are going to do a few corrections. The corrections is going to tell the brain and the subconscious mind and the body that we've got this. We heard you. We've got all the information. Thank you for sharing all of these emotions and stuff with us. And it's going to help us release them. Okay, so let's do this. So our first correction that we have is lymph energy release, and this is specifically for the sinuses. The emotion that we have in relation to this particular correction is questioned, and it's in relation to stamina. So are you questioning your energy that you have in order to do what you need to do? How is the sinuses? Any pain in the face? We'll soon find out. Yeah, let's go. So I'm not going to well, I'm going to just run through what you will do, but you will most likely have to pause this video while you do this particular correction. There are 8 points, so 8 on each side. We're going to do both sides at the same time. The idea is that you're going to hold these points until there's no pain. So you may find that you press one point and you go, oh, there's no pain. Fine. Move to the next point. Press. No pain. Move to the next point. Then you go, oh, ooh, this one's sore. And you're just going to hold it. There's no rubbing. There's no pulsing. There's no digging in. There's no massaging. All you're going to do is hold. Okay. With a little bit of pressure. So you want to feel the pain and you're going to hold it until the pain subsides. So that could be a few seconds. It could be a few minutes. You are going to spend as much time here as you need. I want you to focus on questioned in relation to stamina. So while you're holding these points, you're going to be thinking, what does questioned in relation to stamina mean in relation to my goal? And you just have to mull that over in your head while you're doing all these points. So let's quickly run through the points. The points are sitting here under this bone here on your cheekbone. It starts right next to the nose. And if you trace with your fingers, you'll feel there's a bone going. Now, it's going to go just up until here in front of the ear. Now, that point. And we want to have 6 points in there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. The other 2 points are going to be inside. There's one right there and one a little bit out right next to it. Okay. I like to use thumbs for these because your thumbs are nice and strong and it's a neutral touch. You can use just a middle finger or index finger or whatever feels comfortable. But if you can do a neutral finger, that's really great. So if you're going to go thumb, then dig your thumb in underneath that bone. I'm resting my elbows on the desk, and then I'm actually allowing my head to drop down. It feels quite nice. And you're going to hold that until there's no pain. So if it feels comfortable and nice, then you can move to the next point and you hold that. And you're going to hold it as long as you need. So there's no pain, you can move on. Okay, so like I said, I'm not going to go through all of them, and I'm not going to run through the whole lot. Pause this recording and go through all 8 points at the same time. If one side has pain and the other side not, then hold the pain side, you hold both points until the pain subsides and disappears on the one side. Okay, so that's your work. And then we're going to move on to the next one as soon as you're done with this one. So don't rush. Our next correction is a Yin-One-Point-Balance. And we are working with the emotion of mad in relation to religion. Now, whatever that may mean for you. So religion doesn't necessarily have to be religion. It could be what does religion represent? Could be that as well. Don't have to mull too much about that. But our correction is going to be either side of the navel. So if you put your middle finger maybe into the navel, put your thumb, so you've got, let's say, middle finger into the navel, then you put your thumb next to the middle finger and it's the finger away from that. So navel is there, thumb is there, finger goes there. So you've got one thumb width between the navel and those 2 points. Take both index finger and middle finger, or you can take your thumbs and you're going to be rubbing those points. You want to apply quite a nice heavy pressure, but don't kill yourself. And you're just going to rub those points for about 30 seconds. You want to focus in your mind on the emotion of mad in relation to religion. Just allow whatever to come to the surface to come to the surface. So it's one thumb width away from the navel. And then press in, massage, massage, massage. I'm going to just stop right there on this particular one. There's nothing else you need to know about this except that you have to rub the point, and feel free to pause the recording if you need more time. Okay, so those two corrections that we done previously, those were both done in the present time. We are now going to go into the past. And so when we do past corrections, it's not really important to know when or where it is. So we call it non-specified age recession. It really is about allowing your body to go back to a time when it was relevant, whether it is recently or far away in the past or multiple times in the past, it doesn't really matter. But we're going back into the past. And we ask the body to go back to the past, to a time when it was relevant, and we're going to be working in that point. Sometimes when we do this, people do feel a shift, like almost like they regress somewhere, and it's not important for you to know when it is or where it is. You just see on your side, you are going to do a FO hold, so frontal occipital hold, throughout this particular correction. It is an uncomfortable position to hold. Sitting up, your arms can get tired. You can swap them around. If you feel that it's going to be a problem, maybe lie down and then lie on your back and then have your arms back. You can sort of rest an elbow onto a desk if you have to, but it's going to get a bit uncomfortable. Get yourself comfortable. We don't have to kill ourselves doing this type of correction. The correction we're doing is called third eye beaming, and you are going to have your eyes closed, and yeah, you can have one in the front, one in the back. It doesn't matter which way around, and you are welcome to um, swap them around. So let's go get comfortable. Before we get your hands up, the emotion is devotion in relation to religion. So religion coming up again here. Earlier we had mad in relation to religion. This time is devotion in relation to religion. And this is in the past. Perhaps at some point in the past you were quite devoted religion-wise. Somewhere along the way you may have found that religion has failed you and made you mad. I don't know, I'm just guessing. In relation to the goal, you'll know what it means for you. Okay, so let's go get comfortable. Lie down, sit back, FO hold, so frontal occipital hold. Eyes are closed, nice slow deep breathing, and I want you to just become aware of your body. So nice slow deep breathing. Just become aware of the body. No judgment. And then ask yourself, how am I now? How am I now? And just get a sense of what's happening for you. Ask yourself, is there anything keeping you from, or keeping me from feeling really, really good right now? Because you're asking yourself, is there anything that's keeping me from feeling really, really good right now? And just see what answer you get from your body. Let's come back to the body. Just feel the body. Allow yourself to completely feel the body. And just notice what you feel. Gently allow it to do what it needs to do. Just feeling it, no judgment, no expectation. If there was anything standing in your way of feeling really, really good right now, if that was resolved, would there be anything else between me and feeling really, really good right now? Just ask yourself that. So if you had something that was standing between you and feeling really good, is there anything else standing between you and feeling really, really good right now? And again, feel what the body has to say. You can run through that cycle a few times if you keep feeling that there's more. Next, I want you to become aware of what's happening within the body. And we're looking for the mostest. So, what every area of the body is the warmest, for example? What area of the body is the coldest? What area of the body is the lightest? What area of the body is the heaviest? What area of the body is the most comfortable? What area of the body is the most uncomfortable? Is there something most pressing on your mind right now? What's the most exciting thing right now? What is the most scary thing right now? If you need more time to explore these mostest, pause the recording, add as many mostest in as what you feel you need. Now ask yourself, is it okay to just be with this? Is it okay for me to just be with this? And then you allow yourself to let it go, to release, to experience it. Immerse yourself in it. Allow yourself to drop into that. Just feel it. No judgment. Whatever it is that you may be feeling right now, allow yourself to feel that. Now, gently bring your focus and attention and awareness to your third eye, that central point between your brows, in the middle of your forehead. And imagine that as you are breathing slowly and deeply, when you inhale, the eye opens up. When you exhale, the eye gently closes. When you inhale, the eye opens up. And as you exhale, the eye closes down. Just do a few nice slow deep breaths in and out while you experience this. As you're focusing on this eye opening and closing while you breathe, just very gently bring your goal or your focus for today's session into mind. Continue to breathe slow and deep. Inhaling, the third eye opens up. Exhale, the third eye closes down. And there's no judgment between open or closed. It's part of the process, part of the cycle. Bring your goal into mind. As you're breathing, inhale, third eye opens up. Exhale, third eye closes down. Imagine now that next time when you open the third eye, there's a beam of light that shines out through the third eye, like a miner's torch, like a miner who digs in the earth, or like a lighthouse. Then as you inhale, eye opens up, beam of light shines out. As you exhale, close down. So slowly it creates this rhythmic light that opens up and shuts down and switches on and shuts down, synchronized with the breath. Make this beam of light as bright as you can, as clear as you can. And as you breathe and shine your light, switch off the light, shine your light, switch off your light. Imagine that we are moving through time and space, and we are looking for a symbol. So as you shine your light, become aware at some point or another when you find a symbol. And this could be a real shape or an object or whatever it may be. If you need to make a note of the symbol, do that now when you find it. And then you ask yourself how that symbol applies to you right now. How or why did that symbol come through for you right now? How is it relevant? But just come back to normal breathing again. Just drop into the heart space, drop into your body again. Get a sense of what it feels like in the body now compared to what it felt like earlier. I want you to know that you have all the resources to do what you need to do or to resolve the issue. You have all of the resources within you. All we need to do is shine our light. And coming back into the space, you can release your hands. You can open your eyes gently back into the space. And we're good to go. That was our correction or our balance in the past. We're going to come back to present time. And now we're going to move on to the future again. So for future, similar to the past, it takes us into the future, into a time when the body is anticipating a stress of some kind, a stress that could potentially knock us off course. And we just want to make sure that our balance or correction that we've done now is going to stay locked in. Now, because this is a group session, each of you will have a different length. So what we'll do is we'll just set the intent that your body or your subconscious or your mind or your brain or whatever it may be is going into the future to a time when this is relevant, and then we're going to do our correction in relation to that. The correction that comes up here is ionization, and ionization is about how the different parts of the brain is ionized, and it's also how different parts of the brain does what they need to do. Now, generally what we would do if it's a one-on-one session is we will test to see, am I working with the left or the right? Am I working with the inhale or an exhale? And then we do the appropriate correction for that. Because we are working with a group, I'm going to run through all of the corrections and just do the corrections, and we'll just do the whole lot of them, and then that's it. So you will hit the right spot, whether you know it or not. So whether you've got 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of those points that needs to be fixed, it's all going to happen. Okay, so let's start by exhaling all the air out of the lungs. Close your one nostril. And then inhale small bursts into the nostril. Exhale small bursts out. Switch sides. Inhale small bursts. Exhale small bursts. Done. That is it. There was an emotion here. I should have brought the emotion up before we did the correction, but it came up afterwards. Now, the emotion is secretive and it's in relation to laziness. So, where are you being secretive over your laziness? Where do we hide it? Usually, it comes through in a form of procrastination when we have something like that. Okay, so that is future correction done. Then we come back into the present time, and now all of our corrections are in place. I like to bring up an Aura Soma bottle just to see how things fit in. And the Aura Soma bottle that came up is the yellow, oopsie, the yellow over gold. Let me try that again. Yellow over gold. It's called Sunlight. And this is quite a nice bright energy. This particular bottle, the main theme here is about wisdom and joy, and it's about inner knowing. It's about shining our light wherever we go. It's bringing our consciousness onto our habits and to bring awareness to everything, which actually ties in with the work that we've done today. Um, the dominant characteristics is all about joys of strength and knowledge and wisdom, vision, seeing the funny side of life. So it's about humor. So really, really nice. I like this. The challenging side is that we could lack joy in life. It could be, or it could affect our nervous system. Um, and it could also indicate deep irritations. This could be on a spiritual level as well, or physical, mental, emotional level. On the spiritual level, this particular bottle helps with our intuition and our guidance and deep wisdom. On a mental level, this is going to work with our wisdom as well, um, and about really bringing the sunshine in where we need it in our lives. On an emotional level, this is to bring the joy and laughter and lightness of life in. And then there's an affirmation here. I am safe. I know that I know nothing. I am safe. I know that I know nothing. I am safe. I know that I know nothing. Love that. I know nothing. I actually had that really, really big up in my office when I was still had my office in Cape Town. It was a reminder every day that if I walked into my office, when I walked into my office, that I was a blank, clear slate. I know nothing. Um, and it just gets us in the right frame of mind. Okay. So now I want you to think about your goal or your focus for today's session and give yourself an honest assessment. How much stress do you have when you think about that now? 0, no stress. 10, oh my God, I'm still exploding. And just jot down that number. Then tap onto the sternum with your fingers together, fingertips together. And we want to have the life energy in relation to your goal. So how much energy do you have to give to your goal? 0 to 10. 0, I've got no energy to give. 10, I've got loads of energy to give. Jot that number down. How do those two numbers compare to when we started the session? Are they the same? Have they shifted? So what we generally want is we want the stress to go down and we want the life energy to go up so that there is an increase. Ask yourself, do you feel double crossed? And do you feel it as strongly as we felt it earlier? Do you feel that you are at a crossroads? Do you feel it as strongly as earlier? And do you want to change? Anything shifted for you there? We had the sabotage of all that I need is within. Sounds familiar. I think we actually had, this came up in our last correction, I think. All that I have is not within. How do you feel about that now? And then we had the emotion of shyness in relation to beliefs about healing. How do you feel about that? And then finally, we had the emotion of joyful in relation to worth. What does that feel like for you right now? Then, my favorite part, homework. So for homework, there's two things that came up. Again, you can do both. You can do one, see what works or resonates for you. The first one is Qigong. So Qigong is a slower version of Tai Chi, which is a slower version of Kung Fu, which is like your martial arts, things like that. Qigong focuses on energy work. Um, Things like Reiki also falls into the Qigong category. So perhaps you want to do some Reiki if you know how to do Reiki. Perhaps you already know how to do Qigong. Perhaps you want to find a few videos or something on Qigong. And then the other one is stress management. What can you do to manage your stress? So that could come in many forms. It could be as a therapy, or it could even just be as like going to the beach or going into the forest or going for a hike. How do you manage your stress? So that is your homework. And so that concludes our healing session for today. Feel free to repeat this particular process with other goals or things and just see what comes up for you when you do that, because you can experience them in a slightly different way every time you do this process again. And so with that, I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'll see you in our next session. Take care.